President White has invaded the black territory of Washington, D.C. Although he believes in devolving power to the states, Washington is not one. Neither are the next beneficiaries on his list, Chicago and New York. They are cities, and by definition, disasters. Also black and blue. They are black and blue, but not disasters. They are fun cities, despite real estate dehousing the residents. President Mogul's reason for seizing D.C., his honest, heartfelt concern over rising crime rates, is something of a magical weave insofar as it is established fact that crime rates are whatever he says they are. All in all, a little white lie trumps the truth any day. The homeless will of course be evicted, as that's pretty much how they roll, or get rolled. Homelessness is certainly a crime, but the people on the street are not the criminals. The criminals are, and this is based on long-term, extensive, in-depth research, rich. No word yet on whether Darth Invader will build a Trump Capitol casino or perhaps a Riviera on the Potomac. Dumpster Fire Don did genteelly stop short of calling it a shithole city, referring to it mildly as a hellscape. The crime rate, incidentally, began to plummet on January 7th, 2021. Why the Don waited 4 years, 7 months, and 6 days to act is a stumper. His made-up shit about D.C. echoes his made-up shit on the Central Park Five, who in 1989 were jailed for years and finally exonerated, at which point Trump announced, "Let me check." Nothing. Speaking of which, insurrectionista Jared Wise has gone from urging murder of Capitol Police incidentally footage unearthed by NPR, to advising the Justice Department on political foe bashing. A Department of Justice spokesperson said in a statement, "Jared Wise is a valued member of the Justice Department and we appreciate his contributions to our team, as long as he doesn't try to kill us." The Texas GOP insists its pro-white redistricting draws lines on a partisan, not racial, basis. Racial, a term meaning representation for non-whites. Down the road in Louisiana, 1/3 of residents are black, but they can only elect a maximum of 1 rep to Congress. Why? God-given districts, by way of the grand old party. A proposed new map that provided a second black majority district is being challenged as an illegal racial gerrymander, a term meaning redress for repression by race, or in arcane legal terms, helping the victim of the racism of the person white-splaining that the victim is of the wrong race. In related near-future news, the supremely reactionary court will strike down the 1965 Voting Rights Act, ending democracy, such as it was. Republican strategists are counseling their Congress critters to avoid meeting with their constituents after a series of encounters of the angry kind. Nebraska's Mike Flood got a whole 30 seconds into his intro before Jeer 1, followed by liar and tax the rich.
Why did you cut SNAP and healthcare research?
We do not have unlimited money in the United States.
Mr. Flood responded to a constituent who called him a fascist. Fascists don't hold town halls with open question and answer sessions. And the party has now declared town halls over. Presidential envoy of peace and death, Steve Witkoff, appeared in Gaza with Ambassador of Slaughter Mike Huckabee, wearing a cap that said, "Make America Great Again by killing everything in our way." Approximately. Maybe not. Shortly after this, Israel murdered 6 journalists, including Al Jazeera's celebrated Anas al-Sharif, bringing the total of reporters no longer in the way of genocide to 238. A Palestine Action update from London. Hundreds have been arrested for wearing pins or carrying signs opposing genocide because the group they support gave military death jets a new coat of paint. It has reminded some Brits of the 2003 military base break-in opposing the Iraq War. The activists' defense team then included a human rights lawyer, one Keir Starmer. In the current case, Mr. Starmer insists the protesters are endangering cherished freedoms by using them.
For the Jewish people to allow this to happen to children and civilians of all ages in Gaza, for whatever reason, is unconscionable and unthinkable.
And why would Britain call for a Palestinian state only if Israel insists on continuing the war? How about a Palestinian state, let's say, for example, anyway? Israel has a state with land and all that. Maybe they could share it with all the refugees they created who live everywhere except home. After all, they've certainly shared the suffering, so they know how to share, eh?
How could it be done to you and your ancestors, and you turn around and you do it to someone else?